Good evening, everybody. It's time for another episode of What's in the Box. And tonight we're going to be looking at a kit by request from my last channel update. Quite a few people asked to see this kit. And what are we going to take a look at tonight? Well, what we have is the 1/4 scale Eduard bf109E instrument panel. And it is a really interesting kit. Not a whole lot of box art to look at here. What you see basically is a photograph, a color photograph of the completed model. That is essentially what is around the kit, around the box, excuse me. So no cool, CAD drawings or anything like that. But you'll notice it's beautifully detailed and finished here in the photograph. It looks just like the real cockpit, finished, of course, in wonderful RLM 66 gray, which is very similar to Panzer gray. The bezels are painted. The instrumentation is all superb. I think this is going to be a really interesting kit. I think you're going to find though that there's really not a whole lot to this kit. It's actually pretty simple and pretty basic. So as you can see, there's basically just the same box model photograph. So let's go ahead and take a look at the plastic at this point. And what we have here inside is got some clear part sprue. We'll get to that in just a moment. We have the instruction sheet, and then here we have another sprue bag. And on top of that, we've also got a simple photo etch fret, which I will get to, and then some decals toward the end of the review as well. And let's go ahead and set these aside, move the box, and take a look at the instruction sheet. So it's gloss paper type, really like that. So it's smooth, glossy look. It's a smaller booklet style format. It is stapled on the ends. We have a really nice sprue map here calling out the parts and so forth. You'll notice that the illustrations are large, easy to follow. Right here in the beginning, you'll notice we're working on the electro-optical gun sight, basically the heads-up display. They even include a wire for this thing. It's so realistic. So the colors are called out. They do not call out a specific brand of paint. They leave that up to the user. I think it'd be pretty easy to match up some of the either Tamiya or Gunze clear colors for a lot of these paints. You'll notice, here we go on to the installation of the instrument bezels, instrument panel faces themselves. There's even needles represented for like the altimeter and the airspeed indicator. Those are all pretty cool. Looks really pretty straightforward. You'll notice that the kit is built in layers. The actual plastic containing the primary instrument panel is really pretty basic. We'll be looking at that here shortly. And so yeah, pretty straightforward instructions. I don't see any surprises here. I think this is all going to work nicely with what we've got. Yeah, take a look here. You'll notice here's I was calling these out before. These the needles that are on the instrument panel. So, and that's pretty much it. Pretty basic, pretty clean looking instruction panel, or instruction booklet, excuse me. So straightforward. I don't see any issues there. Let's go ahead and take a look at, let's see what else we have next here. And that would be our first bag of sprue, really the only bag of sprue. And there's two sprues inside this one bag. And thank goodness for Eduard's resealable plastic bags. Let's go ahead and take a look at the plastic and see what we have. So yeah, we're going to take a look at this first. This is the instrument panel back. And it's just the two pieces. You'll notice that the attachment points are down here in the bottom and the top of these. So it'd be easy to remove. Also, you'll notice I'm feeling this is really thick plastic. It's unusually thick, so it's going to be sturdy. I think this would look pretty nice in a shadow box or maybe even a frame if you had a bunch of 109 kits on display. There are some ejector pin marks, as you can see here on the back. I really think that is of no concern because obviously they're not going to be visible once the kit is completed because you're only going to see it from the front anyways. Not a lot of detail here on what you see, but what there is in terms of detail is actually quite crisp. And yeah, I'm going to zoom in here on this one little instrument bezel that's molded in so you can take a better look at that. You'll see there's two straight bit screwdriver heads. One of them is even cocked slightly. That's really nice. So like I said, not a whole lot of detail just on this instrument panel base, but it does look good nonetheless. And let's see, let's take a look at one here. Here we have the actual sprue, and that's actually the halves for the electro-optical gun sight or the heads-up gun sight. I forget the manufacturer. I believe it started with an R. You'll notice there is really fine, exquisite detail, and there's even a little brass strap that's been molded. Here you have the instrument panel bezels, and you also would notice that on each corner of those bezels is a straight head screw. That's the actual power supply wire for the gun sight. Really nicely done. It's pretty thick. I don't see any issues with removing this from the sprue. Just be careful when you do so. I think it'll clean up nicely. And let's see what else we have. Look at the knurled. These are, of course, actuator knobs. What instruments they go on, I apologize, I don't know. But look at the detail, the knurled detail they've done on these. It's really crisp. And I'm not seeing any flash at all on any of these parts. I think they look really nice. I think you guys will be happy with it too. Just once again, you're building up this thing in layers, so each layer adds just that little bit more detail. But overall, a nice looking sprue for the part. So that's really all the plastic in the kit. There's not a whole lot. So now what we're going to do is take a look at the clear parts. And as many of you know, Eduard's kind of known for their clear parts. They're exquisite. It's a bit stubborn coming out of this bag, though. Come on. Keep going. It's actually a little sharp ledge that's snagging on that plastic Ziploc bag. And here we go. We have a ton of clear parts. And I want you to first to notice that all of these things, there doesn't really appear to be much lensing or magnification effect. There's a couple on some, but that's mostly because these things are rounded. They're extremely clear. Brett Green, you guys probably know him from Hyperscale, did a building review of this kit several years ago, and he talked about how the bezels actually fit inside, these clear parts, these clear glass instrument panel lenses fit inside the instrument panel bezels as a friction fit with no issues at all. So, but they're beautiful clear parts, nicely done. So let's go ahead and set that aside. And what else we're going to look at here? Let's take a look at, we've got a simple photo etch fret and a nice deckle sheet. These deckles are superb. They're absolutely 100% in register, easy to read. They call out obviously the different instrument panel bezel, the data they read to the pilot. There's also some marking indicators to show what certain types of controls are in certain positions. That's a little hard to see here with the white background. You'll notice that these are not cartograph. They're actually printed by Eduard, which is kind of cool. So beautiful looking deckle sheet. This of course continues to add to the detail as you build up the cockpit in layers. And the last piece we're going to take a look at here is this is the colored photo etch. Once again, there's some really nice crisp German writing on here. This has to be laser printed. But they look fantastic. I don't know if I'm not going to be able to go any further. So I'm going to have to zoom back out just a skosh. Here we go. But beautifully done. I think that adds to, some people not crazy about the colored photo etch, but I think for this kit, it's almost a necessity. So you'll notice there's the actual little needles for the instrument panel displays. That's for your altimeter and airspeed indicator and the like. And there's a simple brass photo etch fret here on the back. Not sure what that looks like. There's some bezel detail. You can actually see some screw heads there. So that looks pretty cool. So not a whole lot to that either. Really a very basic kit. Guys, I think this kit is it's a really interesting subject. It would look great on display. I think there's even some minor weathering possibilities. You could chip it a little bit with some aluminum shining through the RLM 66, so to speak. But definitely a recommend on my part. And I bought this on sale from Sprue Brothers for 20% off one weekend. He ended up getting for $25 or $27 or $28 or something like that plus shipping. So it wasn't that bad, but definitely a cool kit. And I hope you guys enjoyed this review. And I appreciate once again all the support of my channel and everything you guys do to make this YouTube modeling community what it is. It's a great bunch of guys. But thank you for watching. I hope everyone has a good week. By the way, I'm going to be out of town again. I'm leaving Saturday, so I'm going to be gone until Thursday. And hopefully I'll have 3 or 4 days off when I get back, and I'll try to get some more videos posted for you guys. But thank you for watching, everybody. Take care and have a great weekend. Bye-bye.